Welcome to Let's Have Some Beer News with your anchors, Bill Otter and Hap Lupulin. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Have Some Beer News. My name is Hap Lupulin.
And I'm Bill Otter.
And today we are going to cover some recent beer news, starting with Russian River's Pliny the Younger release. Jacob and I actually took a trip up north for the Pliny the Younger release with our friend Pete and his sister, and it was a fantastic adventure. If you guys have not seen the episode, I will definitely put it in the description below. It was a lot of fun. I will tell you, it was pretty rough camping out overnight. If you think you can handle the cold, you cannot handle the cold. It's very cold. It's very cold. No matter how many layers you wear, and no matter how many beers you drink, you'll be very, very cold. However, I don't know how you feel, Bill, but for me, the experience was so worth it. What do you think, Bill?
It was a fantastic time that I would never do again. If you thought waiting in line was terrible, try doing it overnight in the freezing fucking cold. When you get hungry and you realize all the food places out there that you thought would deliver via Uber Eats or any other app decide to, no, we're closed because it's buttfuck late at night and we don't deliver anymore. That makes it really hard to eat.
Alright, so Bill, next on the agenda.
It turns out Hangar 24 will be opening a location in Orange County, which kind of crazy because Hangar 24 for the most part has always been an IE centric brewery, and Orange County has kind of been pretty competitive with a lot of our own breweries. So for an Inland Empire brewery to come in to Orange County and open up a location is kind of a big deal. It's not something we're used to, and I really don't know what to expect. As two people who have grew up in the Inland Empire, Hangar 24 is a name that we both are very familiar with. But it's still kind of strange to have them come to this area and open up a brewery. Mainly because other than Pugachev, I don't know what else I really want from them. I won't lie. To a lot of the people out there who are less in love with craft beer, I definitely try to push Hangar 24 Orange Wheat to them to kind of come to our side and get used to drinking some of these things in my current, real life job. But in my real life beer drinking job, I don't drink a lot of Hangar 24 if it's not Puga.
It's not Puga.
That's gonna be very interesting.
I will note as well, Hangar 24 actually laid off a lot of their brewers over the last couple years recently, and they did shut down a big barrel program that they had going. So it's very interesting that they're making this pull. Part of me makes me think that this is like a last desperate attempt at becoming a relevant craft brewery before possibly selling out.
Seems like a really big effort to be a last ditch attempt. I really don't know what to make of this, other than it's gonna make some waves.
Alright, so in some national news, Other Half Brewing Company had a can release a few weeks ago, and somebody drove by and pulled a gun on people standing in line.
Oh.
Yeah, very interesting. It was a normal can release. However, somebody, I don't know if they were trying to be funny or if they were trying to be silly, but it's very interesting that they would want to pull a gun on a bunch of people literally sitting in chairs waiting to buy beer. So I'm kind of curious about your thoughts, Bill.
That just seems like a really dumb thing to do. Don't do that. If you're thinking about doing that, don't. So back to the West Coast. We're bringing it back to a Week of Logic. News on that is it's going to actually be delayed this year, which has never happened before. However, I'm actually in agreement with Bottle Logic on this one. It's going to be delayed because they have a whole new half of their tasting room that they will eventually be opening up. Ideally, with Week of Logic, this new start date opening, they'll have their whole new patio and brew pub kind of side opening up a bit, and I'm about that because as soon as they've started opening up their little I guess food truck, the food there has been really excellent. So for them to have even more space in their brewery to just provide beer and provide people to just enjoy their product, I'm about that, and I think that is only going to benefit them, and I will gladly wait several weeks for Week of Logic in order to have a better Week of Logic experience, because it can be kind of a marathon and a bit of a crazy experience. So Week of Logic or Bottle Logic, if you guys think you can do a better job waiting a couple weeks, go for it. I don't think anyone is going to be all too upset if we have a better experience.
Well, and I'm going to make two comments on that. One is, if you guys have ever been to a Week of Logic experience, you know how complex it is. It's not just showing up and drinking beer. It is literally an adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're choosing to go all 7 days of the week. It's like a game. It's not even drinking beer so much as it is playing a game. So to me, it's like they're trying to build an epic adventure, and if it takes time, that's great. And then on top of that, if you guys have been to Bottle Logic before and you've seen their second warehouse where they normally store their barrels, then you totally understand what's going on. Follow them on Instagram. You'll understand the construction. This is going to be a big deal because their tasting room is really small. They do have a huge back lot, which has worked really well for Week of Logic. But even still, the crowds are kind of overwhelming at times.
Yeah,
so I honestly think that this is going to be something that's going to work out not just for the brewery, but also for the people that enjoy the beer. And to be honest with you, for me, fall works better than spring, baby. So I'm down. Now, if you guys were Week of Logic, what do you call it? The people that went to Week of Logic last year and you gained the goblet. I don't know what it's called, but if you made it all 7 days last year, just so you guys know, you're winning this year because your perks are extended until the fall. So if you guys are following the Stasis releases, you guys are following all the exclusive releases, this is your win. Ultimately, you guys can get bottles early, and it doesn't stop this month. It goes until fall. So that's a total win for you guys. Alright guys, so the final story today. A man in Brooklyn registered an emotional support beer for the first time. That's right, a legal emotional support beer. I'm sure a lot of you guys have read it in the headlines, probably thinking, what the fuck? I don't know about you, Bill, but I'm thinking the exact same thing.
I have questions. Can he take his emotional support beer into Target with him?
Yes,
Oh.
yes. So,
okay.
So literally, an emotional support beer is like an emotional support animal, an emotional support partner. It could be anything. Basically, it's something that allows you to function mentally and physically at a normal level. I mean, to be honest with you guys, that's fucking ridiculous. Somebody that's registering a beer as an emotional support partner, I don't get it. I don't understand it. But at the end of the day, you know what? We live in the craft beer industry and some weird shit is happening.
Case in point, us.
Yep. Alright guys, so I got one more exclusive story for you, and I'm super excited about this one because I was at this brewery not too long ago. Brewery de Cantillon in Brussels, Belgium, just had a huge breakthrough. They just found out that they had a cellar group of bottles that have been aging for 25 years. St. Lanvinus has been sitting in bottles for 25 years in a hidden cellar that they just discovered through a local conversation. They opened up that cellar and the bottles are all intact. Not only that, but they cracked them open. They actually cracked like one open. They tried it and it is reportedly sublime. Anywho, if you guys are big Cantillon fans, I'm going to tell you right now, this is huge, huge news. Not only are they going to be releasing it at their, I don't know, they have some parade coming up in May. I forget what it's called. I'll probably put it somewhere in all this. But they're definitely going to be pouring bottles there. And then on top of that, they're going to be pouring them at future events. But let me just tell you guys, Cantillon, when I went there, like, quality of beer and just like the artisanal background of their beer is super impressive. So for them to accidentally find some beers that have been aging for 25 years in perfect temperature and humidity conditions, and they're tasting fantastic, like, hurrah, all you craft beer lambic fans, this is great, cheers. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for Let's Have Some Beer News. My name is Happy Lupulin.
And I'm Bill Lauder.
And we'll see you next time on Let's Have Some Beer News.
I'm Andrew Yang, and I want to give you free money, $1,000 to do with whatever you want.
America.
Hi, Poe. America.